The glass sea stretched endlessly beneath a lavender sky, each wave shimmering like fractured crystal. Sailors said it wasn't water at all, but time, frozen and translucent, swallowing ships that dared linger too long. The wind carried whispers across its surface, voices that weren't supposed to exist anymore. Ryan didn't believe in whispers. Not until one called his name. He was a scrap diver, one of the lowborn who scavenged the remains of lost vessels caught in the frozen sea. His hands were perpetually scarred by ice cuts, his lungs burned with salt dust. He worked for food rations and a corner of warmth in the shanty ports that clung to the edge of the sea. He wasn't brave or noble. He just survived. That morning, the sun broke over the horizon in molten orange, and Ryan heard it, a soft murmur rising from the cracks below the glass. "Ryan, help me." He dropped his pry bar. No one was near. The other divers were far off, hammering away at the wreckage of a trade ship. Yet the voice persisted, faint as breath on frost. It seemed to echo beneath his boots. When he knelt, he saw movement under the glass, a shape gliding slowly within the translucent depths. Human, or close enough. A woman's face surfaced for a fleeting second, eyes open, watching him through the frozen barrier. Ryan stumbled back. Everyone knew there were things trapped beneath, the remnants of sailors who'd fallen through time. But no one ever claimed they spoke. That night, he couldn't sleep. The whisper had sunk into his skull. He dreamed of light bleeding through glass, of a hand reaching toward him. By dawn, he decided to go back. The divers mocked him when he asked for a cutter crystal. "You're going ghost chasing?" they jeered. "You'll crack the ice and drop straight into nothing." He went anyway. He found the same spot easily. The air shimmered with cold. He pressed the crystal cutter to the surface, and the glass began to weep molten light. When it finally gave way, a narrow opening formed, revealing a hollow chamber beneath. And within it, her. She floated upright, hair drifting like ink, skin glowing faintly from within. When Ryan reached down, her eyes snapped open, and she spoke without sound. "You broke the seal." The chamber erupted with light. Ryan fell backward as shards of glass levitated around him, spinning like blades. The woman rose through the opening, suspended in air, every motion accompanied by the hum of the sea itself. She looked at him, not with gratitude, but with something deeper, sharper. "I am the keeper of the glass," she said aloud now, her voice resonating in the marrow of his bones. "And you have undone the binding." Ryan staggered to his feet. I thought you were trapped." "I was." Her gaze turned toward the horizon, where distant waves began to crack and shatter. Not by accident, by choice. The sea began to move, truly move, for the first time in centuries. The glassy surface rippled, melting into liquid time, swallowing abandoned ships whole. From the depths, shadows began to stir, warped shapes with too many limbs, too many eyes. The drowned remnants of history, rising to breathe again. Ryan's voice shook. "What's happening?" "The world is remembering," said the keeper. "The sea holds every lost moment, every forgotten life. When I bound myself here, I kept it still. Now," she looked at him, "you've freed it, but why me?" Her expression softened, almost sorrowful. "Because you are of it." Ryan frowned. "Of what?" She touched his chest. The world fractured around him. He saw flashes, his mother's face, a storm, a ship collapsing into the sea, his own infant self cast adrift on a raft of glass. He wasn't born in the shanty ports. He was born from the sea, saved from drowning time itself. A child pulled out of a forgotten moment. "Finish what I began," she said, "or let it all drown." The storm of time thickened. The keeper began to dissolve, her form unraveling into strands of light. Ryan felt her memories flow into him, centuries of silence, of holding the world in stasis. His pulse synced with the rhythm of the sea. He raised his hand. The glass beneath his feet responded, rippling outward. He could see everything, the forgotten empires, the sunken ships, the lost voices trapped beneath. All waiting to rise. He realized the truth. The sea didn't destroy time. It preserved it, and now, it needed a new keeper. Ryan's last breath steamed in the frozen air. "Then let them remember," he said. The sea shattered in a single, perfect sound, like the breaking of a bell, and then went utterly still. When the light faded, there was no trace of him. Only a faint shimmer on the horizon, where the glass sea once lay calm, now shifting, alive again. Sailors who came after claimed that sometimes, if the wind was right, they heard a voice beneath the waves. It whispered, not for help, but as a warning. "Remember me."